Welcome back to Great Day, Colorado. I'm Denise Plant, and spring is just around the corner. You might have a few home improvement ideas, but you really aren't sure where to start. If that's the case, look no further than a trusted repair contractor since 1975. We're talking about Thrasher Foundation Repair. They're celebrating 50 years of helping over 150,000 families. That's huge. In today's sponsored segment, I'm joined by the VP of Operations, Aaron Ruskamp. Welcome to Great Day, Colorado.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Well, this time of year, there's like shrinking soil we have to think about because it's springtime.
Yeah.
How does that affect our foundation?
Yeah, springtime can be rough on foundations, and primarily it's going to be because of all the moisture that's coming in, both from the snow that's melting, but also going to be from the spring rains that are coming in. And what's happening is that's weakening the soil from underneath your foundation and allowing your foundation to settle down, kind of like thinking about it like mud.
Yeah.
You step in mud, your foot sinks down into it, your foundation is also going to be sinking down into mud.
Yikes.
So,
and there comes a lot of problems with that.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
We'll get into that a little bit more, but I also want to talk about like your basement because now all of the snow's melting. It can drain into your basement and then you'll have a flooded basement. How can I prevent that?
Yeah, so you don't want to get water in your basement. Obviously, nobody wants water in their basements, cause lots of problems. But what you want to do is a couple simple things. One, you want to make sure that your gutters are working well and your downspouts are directing water away from the home. Get the water away from the home as fast as you can and as quick as you can. Then number two is going to be make sure the soil on the outside of your home is actually sloping away from the home. So there's going to be rain that's landing on the ground right outside the home. Just make sure that's sloping away. If it's sloping back towards the home, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge problem. And then let's talk about if we, with the foundation and with it start to warming up, what are the signs that we should be looking for? Like, oh my gosh, a cracked wall or maybe our cement? What do I look for?
Yeah, if you see a crack in your foundation, that's for sure going to be a problem. And so if you see foundation moving, typically you're going to see it first around doors and windows with drywall cracking or doors and windows that are not working. So paying attention to that. And then obviously if you're getting some water in the basement, you're going to notice that by wet carpet around the edges or actually seeing some water come in. And usually that's going to be migrating in from the outside of the foundation wall towards the inside of the basement first.
And if your door starts sticking, it's not like your door has changed size or anything.
No.
That's the foundation. It's kind of
shifting around. It's not fitting the way it should.
So do you do a foundation inspection?
Absolutely. Yep. So if you see any of those signs, give us a call. We'll come out there and we'll do a full inspection of the home. We'll walk around the entire home, see what's going on, and we'll spend plenty of time with each homeowner explaining what we're seeing and options to be able to fix that.
So sometimes it doesn't affect the foundation, but it can wreak havoc on the driveways, the sidewalks. What do we do there? Yeah,
so same thing. It's moisture and soil impacts everything, all the concrete around us. So yeah, you'll see the concrete driveways settling or dropping down. And so what you want to do then is, again, just call us up. And what you don't want to have is you don't want to have a tripping hazard that somebody walking down the sidewalk is going to trip on, or as you're going up into the home that you're going to trip on.
You're going to pay for that if someone hurts themselves.
Yeah, you don't want that. So it's a really simple process to be able to fix it. But yeah, we can absolutely take care of that. Very simple, much easier than most people think.
Aaron, would you suggest that people get a foundation inspection before maybe selling their home or putting it on the market?
Yeah, it's a really good question. If you think you have a problem with your foundation, you should for sure have it inspected to look at what your options are before you sell it. Typically, it varies by home and by market, but typically people say roughly around 15 to 30% might be what you have to reduce the value of your home for if you're selling it with a foundation problem. And so you can think about the value of a home and what 15 to 30% of that might be. Obviously, you don't want to have to be taking that type of loss on the resale value, and you're much better off getting it fixed first before you put it on the market.
Of course. Now let's talk about the soil. How can I get ahead of that before summer?
Yeah, so it's going to be back to the same things we were talking about before, which is get the water away from the home. So make sure that the soil is sloping down from your foundation out in the yard. Make sure it's not sloping back towards your home. And then make sure your downspouts are directed away and you just get that water away from the home as soon as you can.
Okay, and we just call, set up an appointment, and you'll come out and do a foundation inspection?
Yep, absolutely. Just give us a call. We'll set up an appointment right there with you on the spot. We'll come out and spend a little bit of time with you and make sure we go over everything with you, and you know exactly what your options are in front of you.
Thank you, Aaron, for coming on the show. Now's the time you need to do it. If you'd like more information about how Thrasher can help you out with your next home project, head to their website. Go to gothrasher.com. That's gothrasher.com. You'll get a free estimate, or you can give them a call at 720-513-0951. Thanks again, Aaron, for coming in. And thank you for Thrasher Foundation Repair for sponsoring this segment.